I distinctly remember when I decided that I was going to be beautiful. It was a hot summer day when I was about 15 years old. I had spent all day on a roof in the summertime, and so it's a commercial roof in the middle of my small town in Wyoming. I was wearing some boy shorts, a baggy t-shirt, some work gloves, and a dirty ball cap. And as always during the summer, I had a great dark tan with a wonderful t-shirt line going on, and I always had a great tan line on from my gloves as well. So it was nice and dark from my wrists to about mid-arm, and I always had a great sock line tan too. I enjoyed these summers where I got to go roofing with my dad. I really learned a lot on those roofs, and I felt like a hard worker. I felt accomplished. I felt like I was creating a skill that I could use in the future, and just learning how to work hard and be dedicated to something until the end. But I also felt ugly and frumpy, and today was different because my uncle's girlfriend's sons, who were about my age, had come roofing with us. And I remember that one of them was kind of cute, and we had flirted a little bit that day, and I felt like he kind of liked me. But I also distinctly remember that I knew I was ugly, and just really deciding that one day I was going to be beautiful. I was going to grow up and be thin and just gorgeous one day. And there were so many times as a child that I remember feeling fat and ugly. I was chubby whenever I was in elementary school and middle school. I was chubby, and I always wore frumpy clothes. Yeah, frumpy and ugly. That's what I remember feeling so many times. My mom and dad got divorced when I was younger, so we never had very much money during my elementary school years, and I remember wearing jeans and a really oversized t-shirt and my hair in a ponytail. That was my uniform for many, many years. Luckily, I had found some great friends who tend to be the outcasts as well, because we moved a lot. And I just remember feeling frumpy and ugly. And even all growing up into middle school, we moved to Alabama, and we had some neighbors who were very trendy and cool, and they would bully us all the time. And I remember just feeling really ugly and like I didn't know anything about style. And one day I had gone to the store and I bought these new clothes that I thought were cute and cool. And I remember going to middle school, and one of my good friends, one of my outcast friends, I'll call him, he was always really kind, and he was trying to be kind to me, and he said, like, wow, I see you're rocking your own style, like, I love that. But for me, it was just devastating because I thought that I was entering the cool crowd and that I had finally, like, learned something about style, but really, I can remember those clothes so distinctly, and they were not stylish. But so many of us struggle with this, right? And we grow up, and especially in middle school and high school, I feel like it's so hard to feel like that you fit in, and having so many body image issues. And so that day on the roof was really interesting to me, knowing, just promising myself that one day I would be beautiful, was really a turning point for me, but also looking back really sad at the same time to think that I didn't believe that I was beautiful either. And I think the shift for me started whenever I was in high school, and I got a little bit. Then I started wearing fitted t-shirts instead of oversized baggy ones, right? And I had a larger crowd of friends. We didn't move as often. So I also met my husband in high school, and he was always telling me how beautiful I was. And I think that's when I started to think, maybe he's right. Maybe I am beautiful. But high school was difficult for me as well because I had the worst acne in the school. I mean, I'd say I would rival anyone in that school, okay? Which is pretty bad whenever you're a teenager, that you're the best one. You know, you got to be best at something. So that was my best. I had terrible cystic acne all along my neck. It was always very painful, and I won't go into gruesome details here, but red and inflamed and just really gross. I just always felt gross. And because of my gluten sensitivity too, I think I never wore makeup because it seemed to make it worse. And I focused on it more and I paid attention to it more. So I just gave up on the idea of makeup early on because I didn't want to remember all of my blemishes every single day. So I never wore makeup, but whenever I went to prom twice and maybe 3 times, I don't know, but at least twice. And I remember both times I wore makeup and a fancy dress, you know, and both times multiple people told me, "You're so beautiful. I didn't recognize you." Right? So I know what it means to have body image issues and to feel like you're not beautiful. And I think people look at me now and they say, "Wow, you're just so cute. You're always so cute. Your hair's always so perfect," right? And maybe you think that I just think that I'm so gorgeous. I mean, of course, gorgeous people just think about how gorgeous they are all the time, right? But that's just not true. Most of us in our heads are having the same conversation. We're feeling ugly, we're feeling frumpy, and it doesn't matter how beautiful we are, we can't see it. And I think that's still true for me. Even though I've come a long way, there's still days that I come to the mirror, and especially right now, I just had a breakout, and it hurts, and I just remember all those times when I was a teenager, and I just feel the same. I feel ugly, I feel greasy, I feel gross, and it's a struggle sometimes to love yourself. But today I wanted to talk about what it is that we can do to make this change happen. How can we start loving ourselves more and appreciating our own beauty? Because it's not going to get any better. This is so great. It's not going to get any better. You're not going to be beautiful one day. No, but the truth is there's always going to be something that you can find that's a flaw with you, right? Maybe you'll start gaining a couple pounds, so then you'll have these fat hips. Or maybe I used to hate it whenever I was a teenager and like the older menopausal women would tell me that, "Oh, acne's way worse whenever you get to be older." And I thought, look, you do not understand. There is no way it can be worse than it is right now. So there's always going to be something, right? Whenever you get older, then you start to get wrinkles, or, maybe something else happens, or, you have children, for women anyway, we get pregnant, and then your body changes shape, and so then we're always complaining about that. There's always going to be something that is going to make you feel like you're not beautiful. So the change that happened with me is, I think I decided, remember back to that day when I was 15, and I decided that one day I was going to be beautiful, right? Another change like that, mental change, happened whenever I would say 3 or 4 years ago, whenever I started my business. I decided that I was going to be beautiful, I guess. I decided that I was going to start dressing like a businesswoman. I was going to dress professionally. I was going to start dressing cute and wearing makeup because I wanted to, not because I felt like I had to look pretty, but because I respected myself and I wanted to look like a business professional. And so I went out and I got some cute clothes. Even some of them were from the thrift store, right? They don't have to be expensive, but I went and I started dressing myself nicely and taking myself seriously. And I met this woman who was so kind, a Mary Kay lady who kindly walked me through how to put some makeup on and what to wear, what kind of makeup to wear. And she was so respectful. I just can't even give enough praise to her. She was so respectful, because so many times I've gone to, I actually hate spa days and like beauty nights, because there's been several occasions when I've gone and people are like, oh, we're talking about beauty. Now I feel comfortable to tell Michele how ugly her face is, right? Like, oh, let's talk about eyebrows. And Michele, I think it'd be really great if you plucked yours. Or like, oh, let's talk about skin. Like, hey, this soap is really good for your skin. Michele, I think you should do this. Like, I don't care about my face. Okay. Like, I haven't tried every soap. Okay. I promise I have. So there's plenty of terrible beauty experiences I've had, and I just shy away from it, and I don't even want to go near it. But this nice lady, she never said anything. She just listened to me and genuinely cared for me and showed me what it was that I wanted. And she didn't say anything mean. So she taught me how to put on some makeup, which I still don't wear very often, but sometimes I do, and that's fun. It's gluten-free. So here's the thing. I decided that I was beautiful, and I started to treat myself that way. And that's when the biggest change internally for me happened. And I'm about to cry. I didn't even think that was going to happen. But now I truly feel like I am beautiful. And most days when I look in the mirror, I stopped looking at that little fat that I have around my tummy, and I started looking at this cute shirt that I have, and I feel so excited about my body. And I started looking at my arms, because I'm working out, and I'm like, look, I'm lifting weights. Look, I'm doing something. My arms are looking more athletic or whatever. I started to look for the positive things, and I started to believe maybe I am beautiful, maybe I am cute. And I look at my pictures and I start looking for the cute things instead of the ugly things. And it's made a huge, huge difference for me, because the truth is that you're never gonna be so beautiful that it changes your mind. The mind shift has to happen in order for you to feel beautiful. So I want you to have that opportunity now, because it's available to you now. And it's not the outside things that are going to change you. It's the thinking that's going to change how you feel about you. And just like with me, I decided one day that I was going to be beautiful, and that day came, and I decided that I was beautiful, right? I decided to start treating myself like that, and now I feel beautiful. But it's not because my acne's all gone either. I just told you, I still have breakouts that would rival most teenagers. I'm not going to lie, okay? I still don't wear makeup that great, right? I still have my moments and my things about me that I don't like, but I love myself and I think that I'm beautiful. So here's what I would suggest if you are ready, because, if you're ready to feel beautiful, because I think it's funny sometimes whenever I hear people talk about this, then they're like, just accept where you are right now on your journey. Like, that's the first step. And I'm like, okay, how do I do that? like my body's still fat. I still have acne all over my face, So how do we accept where we are right now and love the beauty that we have and appreciate what we have, right? So I would suggest, and I think maybe I've said this on the podcast before, but it's great to repeat yourself, right? So I would suggest, number one, making a huge list of all the things that you love about you, okay? Make a list of all the things that you love about your body. And here's what's on my list. Here's some of the things that are on my list. I love my nose. I think my nose is great. even though it's crooked. I love that it's crooked because it reminds me of my mom and my ancestors on that side who had that nose, right? Or I honestly love my crooked teeth because it reminds me of when I was in Japan, and their dental care there is actually really great, but the orthodontistry, is that how you say it? Orthodontistry there isn't the same as it is here, and they don't really care about straight teeth. So my teeth are a little bit crooked, but they're a lot straighter than most people, and they're a lot whiter than most people over there. So they would just, everybody, and plus I'm American, so it's like you're a movie star or something. Anyways, everybody over there would just always tell me how gorgeous my teeth were. And then I left after a year and a half feeling like, man, I have the most beautiful teeth in the world. So I love my teeth, right? But more than that, I love that my body can move. I love that I have all of my limbs. I love that I have fingers that move. They can touch. I love that I can taste things, right? I love that my eyes can see almost perfectly. I love that I can smell. I love that I can walk and go on adventures. I love that I have almost no pain. Not all of these are going to be on your list, but there's so many things that you can put on your list. Hundreds if you start thinking in this way, right? I love that my heart beats and gives me life. I love that my lungs breathe without me even thinking about it. I love that I have skin that covers my entire body. I love the color of my skin, again, because it reminds me of my family and some of my ancestors. And I love the color of my eyes. A lot of people love their eyes, right? Your eyes are beautiful. It doesn't matter how much weight you have or how many pimples you have. Your eyes are still looking great a lot of times. Or I remember watching one modeling, I don't know, something on TV where they're talking about modeling, and they're like, the shoulder's always beautiful because it doesn't get wrinkly or whatever. So maybe your shoulder looks great, right? So just make a huge list of all of the things that you love about yourself, down to everything. Maybe it's down to your fingernails, down to your toenails, down to the way that you walk. Maybe you walk great. Or maybe you just think about all the molecular things going on, the way that your body can heal itself, right? Think of all these amazing things about your body. And then that's kind of one list that I make to accept where I am on my journey and just start to love myself for who I am, because there's so many amazing things that we have about ourselves, right? And then another list that I start to make too, so there's two lists here, is what I would like to do if I was looking better, right? What are the things that I'd be thinking about myself? So kind of pause for a second and go for that to that place where you feel like your ideal body shape and look, right? Where you feel beautiful. Go to that place where everything is perfect, like you would if you could just pick your perfect body, right? Maybe you're thin, you're athletic, or maybe you're not athletic, maybe you're just looking gorgeous in a bikini or whatever it is for you, that maybe your skin looks great and it doesn't have scars all over it. Like, that's kind of my beauty image for myself. But what's that image of you? Go to that place where you feel like that would be the perfect body shape for you. Okay, and then from that place, I want you to make a list of what are you doing there? right? Like, as an energetic, athletic, thin, gorgeous in a bikini person, what sort of things do I do every day? What do I look like? What am I, what do I wear? So what things do you do every day? What do you wear? And what are you thinking about yourself? Those would be the three questions I would ask myself in that place. What do I wear? What do I do every day to maintain my beautiful body? And what am I thinking about myself? So this really helped me make the shift that I have about feeling that I'm beautiful, because I said, as a successful businesswoman, successful health coach, what do I look like? What do I do? What do I wear? And what am I thinking about myself, right? So I told myself I'm going to wear nice clothes. I'm going to wear a nice top. It's not going to be a fitted t-shirt, right? It's going to be a cute top at least. And I like skinny jeans. I like the way that I look in skinny jeans. So I'm going to get skinny jeans in a variety of colors, and because I like color, and I'm going to wear a nice top. For me, that's my thing. That's what's going to help me feel beautiful. And athletic, I like athletic clothes too, because it makes me feel like I'm taking care of myself, right? So that's what I'm going to wear for me. But what's it going to be for you? Maybe you'll be wearing that hot bikini. I don't know, right? Or maybe you like to wear dresses, or maybe you like fitted tees and that feels great for you. Whatever it is, write it down. And then, what am I doing every day to maintain this? I'm going to work out regularly because I love my body, and I honestly love to work out, right? So for me, that's what's on my list. I'm going to get up early because that's what makes me feel the best, and I make the best choices for eating and exercise and all of the best choices if I just wake up early in the morning, right? And for me, I also, as a successful health coach, I wrote down other things that I'd be doing for my business and things like that. But what sort of things are you doing every day? I wrote down that I was going to be reading every day, right? Reading some religious books or some self-help books that are going to help me continue to move forward on my journey and to continue to grow and have enthusiasm. I love enthusiasm, right? And then what kind of thoughts am I thinking about myself? Well, number one, I'm thinking I am gorgeous, right? I am so beautiful. I'm taking care of myself. I love myself, stuff like that, right? So you make that big list. So we made a list accepting who we are right now. And maybe most of the things on that list is just talking about how magnificent your body is as a machine and as something that can heal itself, right? Maybe that's what most of them are. Maybe you can't get to a place right now where you love anything about your appearance, which is totally okay. But I want you to focus on those things that you do love. And then paint a picture in your head of that beautiful, perfect version of you and what it is that you're doing every day? What are you wearing? What are you thinking? And from that list, you can start doing those things, right? So if you look at that list, all of those things are available to you right now. What you would do every day, what you would wear every day, what you would think every day, right? Those are all available to you right now. And as you start doing those things, you're going to start feeling that way, right? So for me, I wanted to wear a cute shirt. It's totally available to me. Even if I don't have a lot of money, I can go to the thrift store and find some cute shirts, okay? Even if my body isn't the perfect size, they make so many cute things for large sizes, right? So I can go find cute stuff. I can go find a cute swimsuit that I feel like is pretty cute right now, right? So I can wear all those things that I want to wear right now. I can start doing all those things that I want to do right now. And I can start treating myself nicely and start to think all those things that I want to think about myself. So if I love my body or I think I'm so beautiful is on my list, if I think that thought now and it doesn't feel available to me right now, I can say, well, maybe I'm beautiful, or I love this thing about myself, right? You can go back to that first list. I love that my heart beats so beautifully, or I love my eyes, or I love my nose, whatever that one feature is. You just keep focusing on that thing that you love about yourself, and you'll start finding more features that you love about yourself, and it'll grow on you. And one day you'll sit in the mirror, and instead of thinking, one day I'm going to be beautiful, you'll say, I am beautiful. And that is powerful. That's your message for today. I know that you're all beautiful because beauty honestly comes from the inside, and I'm not saying that just as a cliche, but if you really are confident and you love yourself and you're radiating, you've seen those people, right, who are confident and they're just radiating love and confidence from them, they are beautiful. Those people are beautiful no matter what they look like, right? So as you start to do these things, as you start to radiate that confidence and that beauty, you'll become more beautiful. And that's my message for you today. If you loved this, again, share it with a friend. Take a minute to write a review. I would absolutely love that. And I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.